we have another round of applause for Mark? I have to say, out of those, the one that I can relate to the most is the one about zombies, because there was this one time I was going to E.S.T and I can't tell you how important whatever it was I was doing on my phone was, but there was a really small step that was about an inch high, or maybe 2 at the most, and I just went onto the floor, and I had new jeans on and everything. It was like, there's a little nick in my jeans to this day. I wasn't impressed with myself. That was definitely a zombie move. Anyway, I am your host, but I am also a poet, so I'm gonna take this next 10 minutes and share with you a couple of my new poems. They're all actually new, which is kind of exciting. The first one, I'm gonna get out the way first, because I promise I will try and cheer you up after this one. Is something that was inspired by someone I know, not someone that I'm really, really close with particularly, but just someone that I care about, that happened to share with me something about her childhood, and it kind of stayed with me until I wrote about it. So this one's called Exit Wounds. If I were a surgeon to your metaphysical heart, this surgery would be a matter of emergency. If I could remove your pain without leaving a scar, I would seep in and weep out through your pores, taking with me all that doesn't serve you, all that is a barrier to your life's true purpose. But we are only flesh and blood, and when pain penetrates flesh, pain penetrates the essence, and some blemish or mark is always left. Scar tissue can't feel after it heals, so your comfort zone means never to reveal it. If it's touched, it's tender. If it's tender, let it be. So by this logic, your pain remained encased in sheltering layers of cells ruggedly thrown together, beneath the surface forming a lump, which manifests as the distance in your gaze, the feeling that all you need is to escape, but the past gives chase, especially when you lie awake late, especially when you awake at 3 a.m. and think until the next day. So you bury your fears of internal bleeding, just to try in vain to bury this feeling. It weighs heavy like an anchor, docking your life ship at disappointment, binding you forever to the depths of your dark. I dream of sailing there as your lifeboat. If you could only promise me you'd have the strength to jump. But exit wounds are different. You didn't choose that life-altering moment, the injury you sustained. Now conflicting with your inner victim. Yes, pain penetrated flesh, and pain penetrated your essence, and those marks are invisibly but permanently left. But would exit wounds not hurt just as much? Would it be worth all the fuss to bring it all up? Live, feel and breathe it once more, just to somehow excrete it. Exit wounds come with no guarantees, except that they will draw blood as before, they will scar as before, they will torment you as before, and you may argue that you're not ready. But what is more severe in infliction, this life or the surgeon's knife? Is it your fear of the exit wounds that builds the barrier between you and letting go? Perhaps you feel you couldn't handle it getting worse before getting better. So aging and festering in the core of your cells lies your struggle. On your journey you shied away from opportunities. Your lack of self-worth reduces you to a cockroach running from the light. Hiding is not healing. And in the essence of the night you always find her screaming, you become your demon. And the child that you once were. If I could painlessly laser off the traces of his fingertips, his fingerprints, no longer visible under UV, yet intact and unwashed still after 1,000 showers. Not faded after the many sunlit hours that would later kiss your skin. His was the kiss of sin, the romanceless embrace of suffocated tears. Like choking arms locked around your fragile esophagus, his hold on you was internal. There was no force in his physical. His intimate violation was almost gentle. As your unmoving body surrendered confused, a part of you froze in time. Muscles played dead and nerve-ended the sensations. At 7, this pain was beyond your comprehension. At 30, this Pandora's box demands painful reflection. Because when pain penetrated flesh, he penetrated your essence, and ever since you've been running from the scars that he left. Each time he entered you, another poison bullet had torn into your chest, and the exit wounds cannot heal because they haven't been made yet. Thank you. So, yeah, that was exit wounds. Next, I'm just going to do a really short one before I get on to the main one. There's someone in the room tonight who has lost someone. I'm not going to go into the details because it's also like personal to me as well, and I don't really want to get emotional, but this is just a really, really short poem for like anyone who sometimes, I don't know, sometimes shit happens and it's not always nice, innit? So anyone who's going through a hard time, it doesn't have a name, it's just a very short message. Cry, and then be free of tears. Dry your eyes, be free of fear. Raise your fists to the rising darkness, and keep your guard until it passes. Do not let these earthly things silence the truth of the song you sing. Hum those notes as daylight comes. Fill your lungs with the morning sun.